September 27th, 2018 kicked off a monumental moment in my life. It was the first video I ever posted on YouTube, and I used the Dell XPS 15. This laptop was the first Windows laptop I ever purchased, and it kicked off this entire channel. Now today is September 27th at the filming of this video, but unfortunately it will not go live on the 27th. But I have before me the latest version of the Dell XPS 15, and in this video, you will be joining me for the unboxing of the laptop that kicked it all off. This laptop is one of those laptops that just means so much to me in so many different ways. I love the build. I love the performance. When I first got this laptop, it was like nothing I'd ever had. It has a carbon fiber keyboard deck, an aluminum top cover, and it's just been with me through thick and thin, through all the highs and lows of starting a YouTube channel so many years ago. So I'm very excited to get my hands on the latest model. Now this is the i7-13700H model that I'll be unboxing today, and it has the latest Intel Arc A370M graphics. So this is the Intel Arc version. This is not the 4050 from NVIDIA. That is why I'm actually most excited about it, because I'm really hoping that during the full review, we will be able to see some incredible battery life results from those two integrated components inside of this laptop. There is the box, looking fresh. Opening for the first time. Man, very, very similar to the original. However, as you can see right off the bat, one thing that's different is you have aluminum on the side panels rather than that plastic or carbon fiber on the side panels. So it's changed quite a bit throughout the past few years. I actually haven't reviewed one since that model. So this is like a real first look for me in quite a while. Let's hold off on the laptop real quick. Check out what we have for the charger. We have very similar to what I had years ago. This is a 130 watt charger block, nice small package, and of course our dongle. Now this you can use in order to have USB type A as well as HDMI. So don't forget about that. Now let's go ahead and get this plastic wrap off really quickly. Plastic wrap, gotta preserve this. There is the latest Dell XPS 15. Now this is crazy. Look how similar the original model I had is still to the new model. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit more narrow and it's just barely thinner. So the old model kind of beveled up a little bit. The new model is just barely thinner. So it's cool they kept a lot of the same integrity of the old model. Now let's go ahead and check out the ports really quickly. We have a Kensington lock on the left side, two USB Type-Cs. This comes with two Thunderbolts, and then a standard USB Type-C, headphone jack, as well as the SD card reader. Now keep in mind that the Dell XPS does not have a dedicated power adapter, so you'll be using one of those USB Type-Cs to charge the laptop. I don't love that because it takes away from USB-C, and I just prefer to have those as open as possible for plugging in as many peripherals as possible. Now let's go ahead and check out the build of the laptop. They no longer have the hatch along the bottom. Used to have a hatch along the bottom of the laptop here. And this is actually the 2017 model that I purchased. So that hatch was there and you had to undo those screws in order to get the bottom cover off. And I about cut my finger off because I didn't realize those screws were there when I was first reviewing this laptop years ago. I remember like bleeding in front of the camera on that. All right, there we go. So the bottom cover fits very nicely into the side panels, almost to where you can't even see the connection point. And I think that it's actually going to go all the way to the edge there. So there's not a side panel attaching to the bottom cover. It actually lips around. And so we'll pull off this bottom cover and see how easy or difficult it is later in the video. And we'll also look at the upgrade path of this laptop. Now the entire vent here on the Dell XPS 15 is a full vent. And you can hear that aluminum. That sounds so nice. So you'll have a full vent there, good ventilation on this laptop. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and open and close the laptop with one hand. Definitely doable with one hand. And it's a nice stiff hinge though. So there's not a lot of screen bounce. It does bounce a little bit. Let's say I go to open it and release it. Bounces a tad and then stops. But wow, I just love the carbon fiber. It feels so good under my hands. It's like no other laptop I've ever reviewed to this day. I still have this older model here. And as you can see, the trackpad has gotten substantially larger from the model I had years ago in 2017. But this carbon fiber has held up so well. I mean, this is a 6-year-old laptop and it still looks great. The biggest struggle I had with this laptop years ago was the battery ended up kind of going bad and inflating. So I had to get a new battery for the laptop. But other than that, this was incredible. And the great thing about it is they've now given us upward facing speakers on the laptop to improve the audio experience. And it's also a matte screen on the model I have before me. This is the full HD model, whereas they had the gloss screen all those years ago. But it's really cool to see how well this carbon fiber held up in the keyboard. I had no complaints about this laptop. It was fantastic. While we're waiting for the laptop to power on, let's see if we have any screen flex here. Bit of screen flex. That's a nice rigid aluminum top cover, so not much screen flex, but there is a little bit there. That carbon fiber just looks so beautiful. It's such a nice design, and this larger trackpad is great. Oh, it's nice and quiet. Not a loud clicky sound. Feels great under my fingers. And the keyboard, medium key travel, plastic keycaps, full-size shift key, full-size left and right arrow keys, smaller up and down keys. And as far as from a design standpoint, this is such a classy device from a business owner, creative professional, or even college student that really wants to make a statement that they are to be taken seriously for the work that they do. All right, so now it's time to flip the laptop over and check out the upgrade path. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the screws off, pop this thing off. But if you're curious about the exact pricing and availability, before we get into that, you can head down in the description below and click those links. If you do make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. Of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. All right, as I pull the bottom cover off, I will say if you're considering getting this laptop and upgrading it, there are easier bottom covers to take off in this world. It definitely took 2 tools and a little bit of finagling to get that just to loosen up. But as you can see, popped off without any breaking issues, which I always love. And I'm gonna go ahead and lift up these 2 flaps here, and you can see 2 8 gig sticks. These are DDR5 sticks. And then we have 1 upgradable SSD and 1 unoccupied SSD slot. These are M.2 slots, standard size M.2 drives. So it won't be difficult to upgrade this laptop. And then of course we have our 86 watt hour battery. So great upgrade path for the Dell XPS 15. Awesome news, because this is one thing that I see more and more brands going to, is only providing you with maybe 1 RAM stick to upgrade. So this has 2 RAM sticks, 2 SSD slots. Fantastic upgrade path for the Dell XPS 15. Remember, links in the description below if you're ready to make a purchase. Click or tap the screen here for more videos to help you with your purchasing decision, and I'll see you here in the next one.